Racing over the Wawa. Friday morning. Getting some gas. All right, the Wawa stop is done. I have my coffee. I have my sizzly breakfast sandwich. I am ready to start my day. Hello everyone, I am Glenn, and welcome to the Glenliness. Lots to do today, and unlike last week, I think I am ready to face the day and actually get that stuff done. Assuming I can survive getting out of this Wawa parking lot, because as those of you in Pennsylvania know, Wawa parking lots can be quite treacherous. But everybody always nicely holds the door for you. So you got that going for us, which is nice. So I've got some actual freelance work to do this morning. I want to try and get tires and an oil change for this car because it's way overdue. I have the last little remnants of doctor's appointments to make following that hospital visit. Yeah, I had my GP appointment last, Let's try that again. I had my GP appointment yesterday. General practitioner, for those of you who aren't familiar with the abbreviation, it's just my regular doctor. That was a very quick appointment and kind of pointless going, still feeling good? Yep, still feeling good. All right, we'll see you for your physical. And that was pretty much it. But that's good, because I am still feeling good. So I got to make the GI follow-up appointment because they couldn't make it when I was there, and I need to make a neurologist appointment just to make sure that the medications that I'm taking now don't interact poorly with the migraine medication. And then that is about it. Welcome to the Glenliness Weekly Vlog. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm like kind of fired up today and I'm ready to go and I'm raring to go and all of that stuff should be done today. I had a pretty good day yesterday, some work to get done from the regular job. I still managed to get all the laundry and stuff done between that, which is always good when I can manage that. You're pointing way up towards the ceiling. Do I look short? I feel like I look short. Anyway, regardless, yesterday was a good day. Yeah, that's better. Now I look tall. Yesterday was a good day. I expect today to be a good day. I don't know that I'm going to have anything to take you along with. I am planning a larger trip, large enough that I think it might be a separate episode aside from the weekly vlog. That is not going to happen until next month at the earliest. I'm trying to look for other smaller things that I can do, local things within like an hour or so. So if I come up with something, I'll be able to mix that in with this in the next few weeks. I've got actually my birthday in 2 weeks on a Friday, which is when I do most of my recording. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, business as usual. I may check in with you as I'm doing that work today, try and get something a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting than last week, because I know that was short and boring, and yeah, I'm kind of hoping that most of these aren't like that. So, driving home, getting started, all is good. Check in with you later. Somebody lost the blood. Alright, at this point, I'm sure you're asking yourself, Glenn, why are you walking on a road out in the middle of nowhere? Well, first of all, it's not quite out in the middle of nowhere. This actually isn't that far from my house. And there's two reasons. One of them is right over here. There are these historic site signs that are all around Pennsylvania. I think they're like in other places too. And sometimes they're just in the middle of a road, like not any place where you'd stop, not a cross section, anything like that. And this is one of them. So I'm going to read this even though you can read it yourself. Historic site. Upon this site stood the first Amish meeting house in America. The original structure was built circa 1795 as a place of worship and school for German-speaking people in the area. Sold in 1827. It served as a school, a Baptist church, and a place of public assembly commonly referred to by the local residents as Union Hall. The tombstones of the meeting house members and founders lay directly across the street, within the walls of the Union Graveyard. Destroyed by fire in 1895, remnants of the original stone foundation remained on the site into the mid-20th century. There's just a business over here now, and like an Amazon shipping center, I think. I don't know. There's a lot of different things in here. It's shipping centers mostly. It looks small, but this business is huge, trust me. And it's just this little road that kind of goes down here, and I always wanted to stop. I always wondered what it was. I had seen that it was the first Amish meeting house, so that was kind of interesting. And then right across from here is that graveyard that they referred to. So let's go check this out. I don't think a lot of people really stop here. These walls look like they're coming down. The tombstone relocated right by the wall. It's a lot of like unmarked graves, I think. I'm sure this place, I mean, clearly it gets kept up because the grass is cut. But some of these are very old and really hard to read. I can see this one, Abraham Leap. But I see who died February 21st, 1860. 28 years old. Ripe old age of 28. It's Christine Leap. I hope I'm not walking on anybody's graves. I think that's supposed to be bad luck. It's kind of hard to tell in here because there's a lot of the tombstones have just fallen down with age. There's Jacob Ruth. Can't see a year on that one. Like, look at this. This is just, I know I just walked across a grave there, but this is just completely worn smooth other than the flower that's at the top. It's a relatively small graveyard, clearly. And I mean, most of the tombstones are still standing. There's a few that have fallen over. There's something down there that looks like it's fallen over. There's the one that was moved over by the entrance. And so I don't know how often this stuff gets checked out, or like who, if anybody, is even responsible for the upkeep of this. But I don't know. I feel like these people shouldn't be forgotten. I don't feel like anybody should be forgotten, really. But am I zooming in? Am I zooming out? What's going on here? Yeah. All right. I'll flip you back around and get a general sense of the size of this place. Not too big. It's definitely a manageable size. It's nice that it does at least get some upkeep. This is Sarah Davis, wife of Edward Davis. I can see this one pretty well. Who departed this life December 14th, 1821, aged 23 years, 8 months, and 11 days. That's very specific. The one next to Sarah Davis there, who could very well be Edward Davis, is not really legible. Well, there's some very big ones in the center that may be, I see sacred right at the top of this one. Eliza, in memory of Eliza A., wife of Isaac something. Next to her is John Carber, died November 14th, 1819. There's another Eliza. It's a lot of ones that just say sacred at the top. See, and this looks like it might have had some sort of monument there that either fell over or somebody absconded with. And then there's a very big empty section through here, and I don't know if these are just missing headstones or what. Let's go check out the other end. There's a lot of very plain looking markers that don't appear that they ever had anything written on them. But it's really hard to tell. And most of these look very plain. But anyway, I thought this was interesting, worth stopping by and taking a look at, and you know, remembering these people. Wow, this one, it's strange the way there's like one that's turned here, but this looks a lot newer. And I don't know, yeah, this one right here, which is very easy to read, Magdalene Zug, born 1751, died August 14, 1833, looks like it's just a repetition of that. And I think that's Christian Zug, Zug, born April 20, 1752, died October 8th, 1826, aged 74 years, 5 months, and 18 days. Well, that guy lived to a ripe old age for that time. And I'm not sure if that's just a repetition of this one. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's very hard to read a lot of these older ones. So, that's that. There's it's just this enclosure. Back here is a very large field with a lot of no trespassing signs around it. And then this wall that goes around. Ooh, looks like some sort of animal dug something through there. And this wall's not in great shape. You can see over here. It's just completely crushed over. And it's just a pile of rocks. So, anyway, yeah. That's the graveyard. Interesting thing. And just to give you a sense of how close by that historical marker is, it is right over there. That's very blurry. Maybe I shouldn't be zooming in that far. But there it is. Right. There's the historical marker. Alright. That's it. Catch you later. Bye-bye. While they're working on my tires, I thought I'd take you on a little tour of Glenliness Past. So one of the reasons I went to this place, it's just a chain called Just Tires. But this particular one, even though there's one closer to where I live now, is right by the apartment complex where I used to live in Exton, Pennsylvania. A little bit of a drive. I never really knew what the point of this little pond was. I mean, they got a couple of benches around here, but I never see anyone sitting here or anything. And now it looks like they got golf carts to go around. I don't know what the golf carts are for. That's fancy. So yeah, I lived here, I guess, late 90s to early 2000s. Or it might not have even been until 2000 that I moved here. It's just a pretty typical apartment complex, nothing too exciting, but I will take you right by what was my apartment. So this was the first place that I lived by myself. In grad school and in college, I always had roommates, and then when I left college and I moved up to this area, down to this area, depending on how you look at it, I moved in with my old college roommate. Wow, it is beautiful out there. Look at the sky. So blue. It's a gorgeous day. I digress. So this place I moved in was the first place I had on my own. I lived here for a while. It was the only place I ever did have on my own. And this was my door right there, 244. And you would go in there and you'd go upstairs and then turn to the right. That was my bedroom window up there for a lot of years. Living room's off in the back. It was a nice place, just a one bedroom, not too big. The bedroom itself was like a huge bedroom. When I would have the occasional like cast party or whatever there, I ended up opening up the bedroom as well if the party was big enough, just because there was not enough room in the living room. The bedroom was bigger than the living room. I just remember when I first moved in there, everything was like left over from the 70s. I don't know if I'm sure they've redone stuff since then. But the kitchen and the laundry facilities were all done in harvest gold. And the doorknobs, that was the craziest thing to me. The doorknobs were avocado green plastic doorknobs. I had never seen doorknobs like this before. I mean, just the fact that they were plastic doorknobs to begin with, and then they were avocado green. And to lock the doors, you pushed the whole knob in. There wasn't like a little lock on it. The whole knob would push or pull, depending on if it was locked or unlocked. So one of the first things I did there, just because the avocado green doorknobs were horrible, I spray painted those black. So I had black plastic doorknobs for the whole time I lived there. Eventually, the Harvest Gold refrigerator died, so they replaced that with, I think, a white one, and the washer and dryer died. I think they replaced those with white ones. But yeah, when I got in there, Harvest Gold appliances, avocado green doorknobs. But this place served me well for a really long time. I have a lot of good memories from that. So yeah, that's where I used to live. One of the other things I eventually discovered living here is the apartment complex. It's right back over there. There's like a little office complex here. And there's a couple of strip malls that are like down what's a pretty major road up there. But I discovered at one point, when you walk back through here, you come back through this parking lot, and there's a little staircase that connects you to the shopping centers. It's a bit of a walk, but you know, we've got the time, so let's go check it out. I'm just gonna leave this in real time, just to give you a sense of how far it is. It's not that bad. Just at the end of this. And had I not just decided to wander back here, I never would have known these stairs were here. This gives me the feeling of like an old boardwalk, because the stairs are all wooden and a little bit rickety. But I found this pretty convenient. Especially, again, if I was getting tires, either I could wander around and walk home, or I could walk over here and wander through the shopping center. Pretty cool. It's an old salon here that's for rent. It closed down, but if you look inside there, there's still a wig. Interesting. Most of the stuff's still the same. There's a dollar store back there, carpet and tile, produce junction. Not that much has changed. Actually, I take that back. There is a lot that changed. It looks like a lot of new places moved in and then moved out. So the stuff that was closed back then is closed again now. I think that salon was one place that was there, but it looks like they just moved once I took a closer look. But other stuff, the signs, the closed signs on the window were changed. It looked like there was a barbecue place that may or may not be open, and then there was something that said, due to circumstances beyond our control, auction has been canceled. So, I don't know what that was. But now we're gonna cross another road here. I'll turn this around so I'm sure I don't kill myself. And right over there is a little park that we'll check out. got a call from the tire place. Apparently the model was different than they thought it was. Said something about it being a model that was only in Canada, and I said no, that's not what it is, like EX or something. But whatever, so it was a different model, so the tires are like another $12 a piece, but hey, it's only money, right? Now, it's important to have decent tires on the car. But I got to enjoy the beautiful day, have a little walk in the park, and then a little walk down memory lane too. Ah, that is a really low bench. What do we got here? It's a very nice tree. Oh, and it's dedicated to Mary McDonough, my wife and best friend. Well, I hope Mary got to enjoy her lovely tree, and this wasn't a posthumous dedication. So I can walk back through. It is kind of annoying that the tires are wrong, but at least the guy gave me a call, was able to take care of things over the phone, and I didn't have to like go back down there, because that's what I was afraid of when he called. He's like, well, it's got to be a whole new discussion because now we got different tires, and basically it's just another $12 per tire for the same tires, but they're larger. But that's what I get for getting an up model car. So it's a Kia Soul that I drive, if you haven't noticed that yet. It's a great car, I do love it. But you know, cars are expensive beasts, and you gotta upkeep them. You gotta keep them upkeep them. You gotta keep up with the upkeep, whatever. You get the idea. It's like this little bump out here. You'd think there'd be something to look at, but it's just a random little bump out. So you can stare at a felled tree and another felled tree. Maybe it looked different when the trees weren't felled. There's also a lot of bees around here, which I suspect are carpenter bees, just based on this. It's like woodpeckers have been after it. The woodpeckers go after the carpenter bee nests. Bees don't make me happy, but what are you gonna do? Alright, let's walk back over. In case that first little shopping center is not enough for you, you get past the park. You don't have to go through it like I did, that actually winds way around, but you basically go through the parking lot for the other park, and you come on this shopping center, which includes a hotel and a whole lot more, which you'll see once we get around the corner here. I usually didn't walk this far from the tire place, but I figured I got some time to kill today. I may as well check it out, let you guys see what was here. So yeah, it's a very big shopping center. It goes all around here. Food places, big lots, big famous footwear back there. Kohl's used to be a supermarket back here, which is now Hobby Lobby. And it looks like they're redoing the facade. So yeah, a lot here. But time to walk back, check, see how they're doing with the car. Notice this as I was walking back. This kind of struck me as funny. The geese have all relocated to the shade. They're up under that tree, and under that tree, and under this tree. It is kind of warm. I don't blame you, little geese. Oh, now they're venturing out. I guess I'm getting too close. They're scared. I won't harm you. You're not the good eating geese anyway. You're just wild Canadian geese. I will not run after you. I will not go on a wild goose chase. Yeah, sorry, that was pretty bad. Between walking the park and wild goose chase, I'm kind of ashamed of myself. Oh, am I kidding? No, I'm not. I seem to be all about finding random rubber gloves today. Question is, was one of those a right glove and the other one a left glove? Was that a full set? Don't know. Don't really care. In another couple of minutes, I'll be back in the tire place. And before you know it, I'll be on my way with 4 new tires.